Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Jay. Today we're gonna compare two guitars separated by more than 4 decades. A 1981 Greco SE-1200 and 2024 Fender Japan Traditional 60 Stratocaster. But before we play a single note of Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix later, let's talk about why this comparison is so interesting. Back in the 70s and 80s, Japanese guitar manufacturers were building some incredibly accurate copies of American classics. One of the biggest names was Greco. Greco guitars were built by Fujigen, the same factory that would later become famous for producing Fender Japan guitars. During that era, many players believed Japanese copies were becoming so good that they rivaled and sometimes even surpassed the quality of some American production guitars. You may have heard the term lawsuit guitar, which is the term that comes from this era. Despite what many people think, Greco was never actually sued by Fender over Stratocaster body shapes. The famous legal disputes of the era were mostly connected to Gibson-style headstock and trademark issues across the industry. But the success of brands like Greco showed really Fender something important. Basically, Japanese builders were capable of producing world-class instruments. In 1982, Fender Japan was officially launched through a partnership with Fender, Fujigen, and several Japanese distributors. So in a way, guitars like this 1981 Greco represent the final chapter before Fender Japan was born. Now, let's look at today's contenders before you watch me playing Jimi Hendrix's Little Wing. First, the 1981 Greco SE-1200. This guitar features an alder body finished in beautiful vintage-style lacquer sunburst. The neck is birdseye maple with a chunky, soft V profile, vintage 7.25-inch radius, bone nut, and vintage-style Clausen tuners. Most importantly, it comes equipped with 3 original squeeze single-coil pickups, one of the most respected pickup sets ever installed in a Japanese Strat-style guitar. After more than 40 years, it's still completely original and remains a remarkable example of Fujigen craftsmanship. And on the other side, we have the 2024 Fender Japan Traditional 60 Stratocaster. This model features a basswood body, maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, vintage frets, and a 9.5-inch radius and Fender's vintage-style single-coil pickups. It also includes a 6-saddle vintage-style synchronized tremolo, bone nut, and classic mint green pickguard for that unmistakable 60s Strat look. Unlike the Greco, this represents Fender Japan's modern interpretation of a vintage Stratocaster. One guitar comes from the golden age of Japanese craftsmanship, the other represents Fender Japan's modern take on a vintage Stratocaster. So the question is simple. When both guitars play the same song, which one sounds better? I'll let you be the judge. After you've listened to both guitars playing Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix, let me know in the comments which one you preferred, the 1981 Greco SE or 2024 Fender Japan Traditional 60 Stratocaster. And if you enjoyed this comparison, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for more vintage and modern guitar shootouts. Now let's hear them side by side. Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix.